From full self-driving to instant remote access, these are 8 Tesla features I can't live without. So I have a Model Y Juniper here and also a Model 3 2024 Highland Performance. And the first thing I would say that I can't live without is going to be the instant remote access. And yes, a lot of other cars have it. You know, my sister actually drives like a Hyundai Ioniq 5, and it does have the access, but when I experienced it, I really was thankful about the experience that I had with the Tesla. And what I mean by that is it just works really well. So basically, it is an app, but you can find all the apps, I mean, all the cars here. You can control, you know, things like getting it conditioned prior to you coming in. You could even schedule stuff, right? So if you leave at 6:30 every morning, you could have it at a certain temperature. You could schedule charging, and you could actually do all of that. You could even push out software updates in the app. So over the years, Tesla has increasingly improved the experience on the app, and now you can do service centers and requests and all of this stuff. So this is kind of your key. And I haven't carried a Tesla key for a while, and I probably should, but they do give you a key card nowadays, right? So once you go into this phone and remote access mode, it's going to be hard for you to kind of go back to like a fob or something like that. And I just, personally, I also don't carry a key at all, even for my home. And everything is smart lock and all that stuff. And there was one time I actually I had to get a rental when my car was totaled. If you know, you know. And I literally left the car running for 1 hour. I forgot to turn it off. I forgot you have to push the on and off button, and I'm just not used to that. So I think that is one thing I cannot live without. The instant remote access, the Tesla app, it just does so many things from unlocking. I mean, even stuff like I've done this so many times. I left like in the summer, I like rolling down my windows. I left it open, right? And it'll remind me, it'll say, hey, your windows are open. You can literally go to the app and then get your windows up from the app. So these are smaller features, but it is such a big deal. Okay, so number 2 is the hold function. So a hold function, a lot of EVs do have it, but basically what it means is when you get to a stoplight or maybe you're in an incline or decline, you can actually hold your brake down and it'll actually hold the car, and you can let go of the brake. And there's a little icon in the corner of your screen that says hold, which indicates that you can let your feet go for the time being. So that is kind of a nice function, because on other ICE cars, a lot of them do have holding functions as well, but I'm not sure if every single one of them does. So that's just something that I got used to, and it is a huge deal as well. So the next one is simple, and I think it's timely at this time. It's weird, but Sentry mode. Okay, so Sentry mode is something that was released a while back, but that too has been consistently improved. So if you look at the Tesla right here, this is the 26 Juniper. There is camera right here, on the other side as well, camera in the front, camera in the bumper right there, okay? And you got camera right here as well, and then you got camera in the back, of course, the rear view camera right here. So you're talking about, I don't know, how many was that? Sorry, it was like 9? I think it was 9, 8 or 9. One thing I forget is they did decrease the amount, and one of them is supposed to be like not necessarily a real camera. So I forget exactly. I think that's actually not 3 cameras, but I'm sure someone will correct me, so please do. But you have a lot of cameras, and all of these cameras are actually available to view and record. And you have a USB stick in your glove box that is right inside right here. And then basically, when someone gets near and it is not the owner, it'll actually start recording all those. And what's even cooler is, I talked about the app, right? That's one of the things that's just so important for the experience. You can actually go into Sentry mode in terms of security, and then look at actually all the cameras right here. I forgot to enable it on mobile view, but you could. I promise you could. You just have to enable. We just got this car. We've been working on it for so long, we forgot to actually set it up like a normal car. So that is such a big deal. You get a 360 surveillance. And what we recommend is putting just some sort of indicator that, you know, there is a Sentry mode recording. So we have the Model 3 over there. that actually has like the sticker that we just started giving out. So in the month of April, we're actually giving this stickers away for free with every order. That just kind of lets people know, like, probably shouldn't, you know, do anything to it. So that's really, really cool. But it does make me feel better that it's always recording. So if I'm like at home and stuff, I don't turn it on. But if I'm like in a public space or in a crowded space, I definitely turn it on. Make sure it is recording. All right, so the next one, I know this can be controversial for some, but I have seen full self-driving, and that name has changed. Autopilot, you know, FSD full unsupervised. Like, there's a lot of new names, right? But FSD, I think, has been consistent. Full self-driving, and you know, I've used it like when my brother had a 2016 Model S, and back then it wasn't even the Tesla. It was actually something called Mobileye. It's another company that they contracted to do the full self-driving. And that one was like, it was actually impressive. I was really impressed by that. But I remember when we were going up hills like this, it would like do a phantom brake like crazy, right? And I've seen it improve all the way to like right now, like the Juniper and then the Cybertruck. And it is phenomenal how much of improvement they made literally in the last 6 years or like 8 years. It's absolutely incredible, right? So like the other day I was driving, and the FSD is able to even see speed bumps now. It slows down, it indicates, and it slows down, and it goes around. So just the amount of learning it has done in 8 years is phenomenal. And a lot of the time, I can actually get from point A to point B without even touching anything other than my finger going, go to this place. So I think we're living in 2025. I get it. I know this is 26. But it's just phenomenal of how much improvement has been made literally in a matter of 8 years or about a decade, right? So it is great when you get into highway, and if you drive a lot for work or anything like that, it's amazing. I think that's where it really shines. But honestly, you can start taking a little bit more of the back roads. Like, I live in a neighborhood, I can use it. It'll go out and do all that stuff and then get me to work without basically touching it. So I've talked about the improvement, and that's the next feature I'm going to talk about. All of these features improve over time, which is phenomenal. So when you buy your car, I think a lot of times all cars do depreciate in value for the most part. But these cars do improve in functionality a lot of times. So like that 2018 Model 3 that our content producer drives has gotten better over time. And same thing with this. Since I bought this car since a few months, it's actually only been about 45 days, it has gotten 3 updates so far, bug fixes or Sentry mode improvements. I mean, like all these different random stuff. So it is such great experience in terms of you get a car, but then they're able to, you know, embrace the technology to be able to improve some of the features and control that through software updates, which I think a lot of other OEM, right, is also starting to do that a little bit more. But I feel like Tesla has really mastered the over-the-air updates, the OTA, that's what we call it. So it's just a seamless experience. I know sometimes updates can go wrong, but even if it goes wrong, you could actually just, you know, ask them to resend it. And then even though it failed, you know, I rarely have failed updates, honestly. I had maybe one in the past, you know, 7 years or 8 years. So, I mean, that's really a low failure rate. So really excited about what's to come. I know there's a lot of stuff that Tesla team is working on towards putting out new updates for 2025. So thank you guys for that. So there's only 3 more that I'll talk about, but before you do, make sure you click on the subscribe button. We love sharing our opinions and what we do as a company at Test Bros, but it really does help us if you click on the subscribe button. We try not to spam anybody, but we try to create content that really create value for you while you're owning your Tesla and other vehicles. So the next feature I want to talk about is how minimalist the interior and the touchscreen is, right? So the inside of a Tesla is so simple. This is it. This one has 1 stock. I do like the stock, actually. But other than that, everything else is super. I mean, this is it. You got 3 buttons here, essentially 3 buttons here with the little wheels. And then this one, I think, does still work. Stock, and then everything is done on the screen. And a lot of times, this one, if I wanted to, I just press the brake, and then it'll automatically move my seat back into my driving position, and it also changes my gear to drive or reverse based on where I am and the perimeter around me. So that is a really cool feature as well. You can save profiles, and everything is so minimalist, and that is definitely my style in terms of vehicles. I get confused when I see knobs and everything else. And I know some people like the physical, but if you do like the physical, we have our friends at Enhance Auto that actually make buttons that you could just kind of program, and you could do that. So that is an option if that's really what you like, but I personally like the minimalistic look all around, okay? So while we're inside, I do want to talk about one feature that the Model Y Juniper has, and some of the other cars. So like the Cybertruck has it, the Model S has it, the Model X has it. Not the Model 3 yet, but maybe they'll add it. But it is something called bioweapon mode, right? Right here, this is a biohazard mode, sorry, defense mode. And when you do that, it filters all the air and it cleans the cabin right here. And you hear all that fan running. It's incredible. There was a fire recently nearby Chattanooga, and the air quality was really high. And if you have a tip right here, you click on the little temperature, right? It's 83 degrees. It's hot today. You can actually look at the AQI, which is actually the air quality index. That's what that AQI means. It's good, 36, but that day it was like 180, which is like super unsafe. So we have kids, and that is such a cool feature where we could turn that on and make sure the cabin inside is in good air condition, right? So that is a really cool feature, I think, for parents or for anybody, honestly. So speaking of family and friends, the next feature, I have dogs and have had dogs for a long time. Huge dog lover, love pets. We have a pit bull mix rescue from a local place, and we love Oreo. Oreo is a dog. But sometimes we use the Y mainly for pet visits and stuff like that. We do need to leave Oreo here just for a little bit. So that's when the pet mode comes into effect, and you literally just go here. You could do the searching, and you saw how fast that was. You could do dog mode. Dog mode is enabled. I can leave the car and then make sure the cabin is in a safe temperature for the vehicle. And what I like about it is, let's go ahead and leave it. And you can show the screen right there that says, my owner will be back, and the temperature is in this mode, which is really great because I think there's been times when they just want to kind of make sure that the dog is safe. So they tend to like think the dog is in danger, and then they break your windows for that reason. So that tells people not to do that, which is nice. So, I mean, obviously you don't want to leave the pet for a very, very long time, but I think for short periods, you go inside, you know, the store, come back, that shouldn't be an issue. But one last bonus that I'll say, I know that's 8 already, but one thing that I can't live without, I think, is I love the garage opener module from HomeLink. So on the Juniper and the Model 3, it actually doesn't come anymore with the vehicle, but you can add it for $350 from Tesla, or you can install it and do yourself, and we did a video, so we'll put it in the link below. Juniper has the installation right here. And then for this particular Model 3, we put it right here in the front. And what the HomeLink module does is you don't need your garage clicker. And then as you get like 100 feet or 70 feet, it's able to beam out the signal needed to open up your garage and also close your garage. So it mixed feelings. I think some people love it, some people hate it. I like it because when I first got the 2018 Model 3, like that, it all came with it. So I got used to using that. And that's kind of been my go-to for opening garages and so on. So I do think that for me at least, and this is a personal preference, some people might say they love their MyQ, fine, right? But for me, when you kind of get used to that, it's hard to kind of go back. So that pretty much sums up all the features I absolutely love and can't live without on my Tesla. Model Y is our daily driver, and I'd love to hear more. And so drop a comment of which features you absolutely can't live without in the comments below. Love to learn more about it, and let us know. Maybe there's something that you know that I don't yet. So we'll see you later. Click on the subscribe button, and happy driving.